Because if you're willing to do the work, you can have anything.
Okay, what are you stretching, Tyler?
Right now I'm stretching out my hamstrings and calves. So by pulling on my foot, I'm stretching out my calves while I stretch my hamstring at the same time. Helps me avoid my pelvis tilting in when I squat with a lot of depth. So it avoids a lot of back pains.
So this is your pre-leg day stretching?
Yes.
Or everyday stretching?
Every day, but specifically before leg day, yes.
Sounds good.
So now I'm just going to like some basic stretches right now, stretching out my quads. Just start off, warm myself up with something intense. But afterwards I'll move into things a little more complex to stretch out my hip flexors and loosen up my hips in general. So this is more of a warm-up stretch because it's so basic.
What are you doing?
Alright, so I just went from that basic quad stretch I was just doing to now stretching out my hip flexors because they get really tight. And it doesn't allow me to squat with a lot of depth because they're so tight. So I try and loosen them up a lot. And this is an area that's really tight on a lot of people. You'll notice if you try out this stretch that will be most people it's really tight.
Alright, you want to show us what it looks like?
The stretch?
This is it?
Yep. So just basically push yourself into a lunge position, keep your pelvis straight, contract your butt, and lean forward.
That's it.
Stretching all up here into your abdomen.
How much time do you spend stretching typically before a workout or every day?
To be honest with you, it really varies based off how much I was sitting and studying this week or how much I was standing. Generally speaking, if I'm standing a little more, I'll be a little looser. When I'm sitting a lot, my hips get really tight, so I'll make sure I'll take 15-20 minutes extra just to stretch and make sure I'm loose so I can prevent any injuries. Also, it's important here to make sure that your hips stay straight, that they're not turning any which way.
Alright, what are you doing now?
So people who are flexible could just grab their foot, fix their pelvis straight, and then lean forward. I'm pretty tight today actually because I've been studying a lot for the past month or so, I've been seated a lot.
So you pull your foot up.
So you pull your foot up. So you're basically adding those two stretches I just did before into one. So for those of you who are really flexible already and have really loose hip flexors, can do so and grab your foot and pull it all the way to your glutes.
So this is a quad and hip flexor stretch.
Yep. Alright guys, so here I'm just loosening up my hamstrings again, but with my adductors as well. So I'm trying to keep my pelvis forward, leg out to the side, to get my toes towards me so I get my calf in a little more. So calf, hamstring, and adductor stretch. Just really trying to open up that hip. This exercise
is a calf, adductor, and
hamstrings. This stretch can be a little intense for some people, so we'll start off really slow and then slowly elevate the leg and slowly open up the hip. Don't go too aggressive here because I don't want anyone to hurt themselves. Alright, so here I'm just loosening up my adductors. I have really short legs, so this tends to get really tight on me compared to people who have long legs. This actually doesn't allow me to squat very low, so I really have to make sure I stretch out my adductors a lot so I can get a lot of depth into my squat. So I can really open my knees and get my pelvis down there.
Are you pushing with your arms or just hanging out?
I am pushing with my arms actually, give myself a little bit of resistance.
I see some people leaning forward when they do this to try to like touch their chest. Is there a point, or you don't do that?
I'm actually really stiff, so there's no point.
Yeah.
But if anything, I'd actually pull my feet in closer. I'd hold them in closer, and I'd push my elbows out.
Okay.
I'm just loosening up my glute medius now before I go into what we call a figure 4 position. I'm just trying to loosen up my butt just a little bit because the next stretch is going to be a little more intense. So I'm just kind of warming it up, I guess you can say. Just loosening up just a little bit.
This is for the glutes, you said?
Yes, for the glutes.
All right.
Keeping this hip turned in, so you don't want to turn your hip out. You want to turn your hip in. So I'll just show you that once again. You don't want this leg to be rotating outwards. You want it to be rotating inwards. You want to try and get this knee to the floor. If you can't, leave it up a little bit, but ideally to the floor. Put your pelvis straight and lean forward.
That's
You'll
it.
feel that all in your left butt.
That's it. So the back leg is straight. It's not turned to the side. This one's a complicated one. And you said that one, you feel it where?
Right here.
All right.
Left glute.
We get clients sometimes that complain of sciatic pain. That stretch usually helps with that.
Very common, yeah.
So lower
Just-
back, sciatic back pain.
Yeah, just loosen up your glutes and loosen up the pelvis a lot and relieve a lot of those pains.
Even had one client who had a problem with his patella, knee cracking and knee pain,
Yes,
and stretching the glute really helped.
yeah, loosening that up, yep. This leg is a little tighter for me. Go a little slower.
So this is my preferred calf stretch. Try to get my heel as close as I can to the wall. So my heel's very, very close, like that. And I'm slowly gonna raise my body. So take a look here. There we go. I'm gonna pull in. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can to the wall. And right now I feel a stretch in my calves, right along here.
And does it make a difference if your pelvis is straight, if it's turned in, turned out?
The most important thing is that your foot is straight up.
Okay.
You don't want to twist too much like that. It doesn't make a very big difference. But this is your ideal position you want to be in.
What are you doing?
I'm stretching my pecs right now because when I squat, I have a bit of a problem with when I put the bar on my back. I have trouble holding it onto my back. So what I do is I stretch my pecs so my shoulders go back and I can hold the bar more comfortably. Just so when I squat, I don't hunch forward, that's all.
Okay.
So I put my arm on the wall.
Are your hands wide or close on the bar?
I try to bring them nice and close, keeps me stable. Push the shoulders back like that.
So
But you see, if you have tight pecs, it's a little hard to do that.
So you're saying that if you have tight pecs, your hands are usually wider?
They tend to go wider, yeah, which isn't good for my stability. It reduces the stability on my squat. So right now I'm pushing forward and a bit to the right. I feel a deep stretch here. That's really gonna help me put the bar on my back.
I see your elbows above your shoulder. Is that normal?
Yeah. That's actually what you want to do. You want to keep it elbow slightly above the shoulder, not below. So same level or higher. Higher, you usually feel it better, but the most important thing with stretching is you want to try to get that sweet spot. So keep moving, keep experimenting, higher, lower, more forward, more back, more turned, until you get that perfect stretch where you feel it. The important thing is that it burns for 15 to 20 seconds, and that's a good stretch.
Because if you're willing to do the work, you can have anything.